What's up, buddy? Thank you for stopping by. I don't. Can you hear me well or see me well? My first time doing live on this laptop, so any feedback's a good feedback. That sounds good, man. So, are you a what's up, man? What's up, man? What's up, Junk? Thanks for that shout out again. So, I appreciate that. Small YouTube guys helping each other out. Just my dogs in the background, but
Motion detected at the front door.
I have this thing called the Ring app that alerts the dogs when someone's near the house, so they start barking and like crazy right now. So, hey, Junk, what do you actually do for a living? And the same for you, Hellman Dollar. It's two dogs, a boy and a girl. The boy's a crybaby sometimes. So now, are you flat rate or just like hourly? I mean, I love doing electrical work. When it gets into the shop, that's probably one of my top favorite things to do. Is just automotive, just electrical repairs, diagnosing, module failure, short to ground, all that stuff. That's probably one of my top favorite things to do. Well, I'm flat rate, so it's sometimes it can be good, and sometimes I lose out on money wise just because it takes a little bit longer to find. What's up, Autobahn? Thanks for stopping by. I've been a tech, so I've been a tech for I think 7.5. This November will be the start of the 8-year mark. I've only actually been flat rate for about this is my third, like pretty much 3.5 years flat rate, pretty much 3.5, 4 years flat rate. I did a little bit of started out after graduating, UTI. I did like hourly quick lube for a little bit, and then I got into an apprenticeship with a shop foreman for about 2 years, which he's I'm not gonna lie, pretty much a genius when it comes to electrical repairs, and he was master tech and all, so I learned everything. But our main focus was diagnostics and automotive, just repairing wires and communication errors and stuff like that. So that's pretty much my favorite thing. 2 4s and 2 5s. 2 4s, they used to come a lot, but they've pretty much slowed down on how many they actually have been coming in, and a lot of them are still within that what's it called, pretty much warranty maintenance, where it's still under warranty of repair. A couple of them I ran into where they're not in the warranty anymore, and it's like, do you recommend them just the pistons or do you recommend them an engine? I still try to recommend the pistons because it's cost efficient, but even that repair could still be expensive due to pretty much being overall expensive. And the 2 5s, I haven't got 2 5s, just a lot more 1 4s and 1 5s from the Malibus and Cruises that come in and they need pistons all the time. um, let's see. A lot of them just been coming in with overfilled oil as well, setting, it's called a 2097 for pretty much this imbalanced air fuel ratio as well. Yeah, I really haven't had too much electrical work recently in a while. The last big one I had was a little bit long, well, a little bit like maybe a month ago or 2 months ago. I had a 14 or 15 Sonic. Came in, ABS light on, ABS light on, and of course, red brake light came on, and it was no communication. Did everything that I could pretty much do. Did power and ground communication. With it, I didn't have communication with the EBCM, which was pretty much cut dry, just following the diagnostic. So it told me to let me down to putting an EBCM on, put one on, still couldn't communicate, couldn't program. Called GM TAC, which is just like GM, like their main support system for electrical and everything else. They were like, well, check everything else again, put another EBCM on her, still did not work, and then it ended up being the brake pressure modulator valve. By luck of guess, that I like had it, instead of plugging it in, I had the one module plugged into the connector, but not plugged into the brake pressure modulator valve. And I finally was able to establish communication, but nowhere in that diagnostic form was telling me to put a brake pressure modulator valve. Not even GM was telling me. It was just pretty much like going with my gut at that point. Junk says, nice. Yeah, I'm super green. I am going into my third year. It's a cool trade for sure. Are wages coming up in your area? So wages could be, can vary. Like I started at 1950 flat rate, when my first year going flat rate. And then there's guys that are way above me. I'm like right in the middle, but there's probably top guy in my area is probably like 35, but I've heard $40 flat rate for my area. Not too sure. What's up, JRC? And yeah, Autobahn. Yeah, I think you guys seen that. I had that rodent damaged wires on top of the engine. It was I think a 1.4 liter Sonic engine. That was a pretty nasty one. I've been a tech for 23 years. This year, mostly foreign cars, mostly Porsche dealer. Left there and went to a regular shop where I work on everything from now. Well, that's awesome. I had an opportunity to go to a Porsche dealership. My buddy was a service advisor, and he really wanted me to go there with him. And I just happened to go up there, actually picking up my brother from his job, and he was like, "Oh, well, you're down the street. Come by, stop by. I just want to show you around." And then he was like, "Oh, let me introduce you to my boss." And he was like, we just got to talk and just chit chat. And then he was like, "I could use a guy like you," and offer me a position right on the spot. And then just deep down, I like it was. And it would be a great opportunity, but deep down, I just want going with your gut. I knew that it wasn't for me. And then come to find out 2 or 3 weeks later, he quit, and then half the techs, there was a Porsche slash Audi dealer, and they all end up leaving for, I don't know the exact cause, but I lucked out for not going. And then Junk said, rather be lucky than skilled most of the time. I miss the harness repairs I used to get all the time. Um, yeah, I don't really get to work on too many German cars. It's every once in a while we do sell used cars, so but I don't like to, just guess on repairs. I like to, be 100%. And then, from time to time, even service repairs, if you go down through it, it'll tell you to, ran a couple of situations with, Colorado's where it says, replace the brake pressure modulator valve. If that doesn't repair, replace the EVCM, or vice versa. Do the first or the other. And it's like, how can you not be, 100% on your diagnostic chart on what's going to take to repair your vehicle? Yeah, Volkswagen, Audi, and that's haven't had too many chances to work on those cars. One guy that works with me actually did the tour on his toolbox, the Snap-on Classic Series. He was a tech he was lived in Arizona, worked at a VW dealership, and then worked at a BMW dealership, and then moved from Arizona down here to Maryland. And he's coming along. He's He's coming along. He's been doing a lot more engine repair now lately with like the 1.4s on and 1.5s on the Malibus. So he's coming along. What's up, LJ? AJRC, what's your labor rate? I think our labor rate, like with shop supplies and all that stuff, is about like 170 ish. What's up, Captain Ron? How's it going? I know sorry that I haven't been able to upload any videos. Just been it's springtime, so people are starting to get a little bit more money into being able to you know repair their cars. I've been slammed at work and haven't really had time, and I got family at home, so it's nice. And I've been trying to go outside with them as much as I can as well. But I have a couple of little side hustles that are supposed to come through, and hopefully I'll be able to film them and be able to show you guys that as well. Oh wow, well, yeah, 185. Is that with like shop supplies and all that? Because I know technically you're not supposed to what's it called put taxes on labor rates. What's up, client graphics? What's up? What's up, Daniel? 140 plus shop supplies. I mean, that's not bad. For a little bit, a couple months ago, we were actually doing just for check engine lights, just flat fee of 110. I think which was pretty helping out. It was helping us out a lot to be able to get customers to come into the door, a little bit more rapidly instead of at a higher labor rate. But YouTube BS, it's up now. It should be anyway. I know Captain Ron's about to go flat rate in a couple weeks. Can't wait to see that. Come on, little one sleeping. Labor rate was only 125. Well, that's insane because I'm at a GM dealership and you're at a Porsche dealership and your labor rate's technically lower than mine. That's kind of odd, but I guess it all depends on your area and all that stuff as well. Hmm? As well. Sorry, my wife's trying to correct me right now.
Oh, shut up.
But man, I can't wait till it's getting hotter, so people are going to start bringing in the AC jobs. I can't wait to start doing stuff like that. How many you had to do DMAX starters with the new stupid designs? To be honest, we don't really get too many diesels. I work closer to the city, so there's not that many diesels. We do get some diesels, but we also get those like ambulance diesels as well. But we don't really get too many diesels that come in through the shop, and mostly one guy gets them because it's every so often that comes through the shop. I've had to do just pretty much minor stuff to any 6.6 diesels and stuff like that. What's up, Rust Belt? What's up, buddy? Talk about labor rate. We're about 180. Well, I know you're down in Atlanta. Right now, I was telling them it was about like 170 with shop supplies for checkout. Oh yeah, fire trucks are interesting. I actually had to work on a no, not me. I've had another guy at the shop had to work on a just like a regular G van diesel. That was actually my first time seeing a diesel G van come through the shop. $98. I wish ours was $98 because it probably would have just increased the flow of work a lot more. Diesel is 125. Ours is just flat rate no matter what it is. But now I think with the hybrids, we're actually going to start out at I believe 2 hours straight off the back, depending on what the situation is. Four dealers, 115 around here, 85 for local shops. I think there's like a mom and pop shop not too far from me, and he's about like 85, $90 an hour too. Yeah, I did. I've heard that in my area there are some Ford dealers that text that make about that 45, $50 range flat rate, which would be awesome. There's one guy I know, he's pushing a $200,000 mark from another guy that he used to work with him, and he actually I think has two or three apprentices under him at all times, and I'm pretty sure that kind of helps him flag that many hours. I think you guys that are living in that Rust Belt area should definitely have like a Rust Belt fee on how much extra it costs to repair you. Just instead of just 1 hour checkout for suspension and stuff like that, it should be like two and a half. 40 an hour, y'all are raising the bar. Good. Wow. That's pretty good. 40 an hour. But man, it depends. I mean, what is your like your housing and all that like a month? I'm pretty sure it's a lot cheaper in Atlanta where I'm from. It's Maryland, but it's like you could find a 1 bedroom apartment for about $1,000 a month, which is insane. So you'd be living pretty nicely with 40 bucks an hour. Want to say hi?
No. I'm just watching.
Okay. um, LJ over here on the side, independent 65 euros an hour, and dealers are about 120 an hour. It's Canada 55, where here it's like 30 in the States. Cost of living here is stupid.
True story though.
Audubon says hi.
Hi, Miss 418. What?
You gonna say hi or no?
Sure. Hi, guys.
Yeah, she puts up with my crazy hours of. So what's the range that you guys put in the shop? Our shop opens up at 7 a.m. and closes at 7 p.m. What are you guys' shop hours, and how long do you guys put into everyday work? You get 8/10 for front and an hour for rear brakes. We have a flat fee of 2 hours for the front and 2 hours for the rear. And for trucks, we actually get 2.5 if we machine the rotors, and 2.5 for the rear too as well. Oh yeah, Junk, that was an awesome unboxing review. Uh, Tip my hat off to you. I told you you would definitely raise that bar on that unboxing. You stay open till 8. I work from 7 to 6, 40 hours a week, baby. It's awesome. Oh, well, you're hourly, so they probably don't want to pay you overtime. Doors close strictly at 2 p.m. on Fridays. Wow. I would definitely love getting out of work at 2 o'clock on a Friday. Oh yeah, you definitely gonna have to put some little treasures in there so we can actually find out. Get a look, like a little background where you like pull it and another door pops out for the what's it called, for tool crates, and then there's like it'll be like a little tool in there or like a little gag or a funny joke. 7 to 5:30. I work every fourth, depending. I work every fourth or fifth Saturdays, and then if I'm super busy and we don't have anything planned for the weekends, I'll go into work. But before my daughter was born, I worked Monday through Saturday as much as I could, just to, you know, turn and burn as much as I can. Challenge accepted. I'll definitely keep an eye out that. So probably not this box. The third box you guys are coming out. We hope to see an Easter egg in there as well. But yeah, usually I work from shop opens up at 7. I get there about 7:15, 7:30, and then
You're right.
take about take about maybe sometimes a half, sometimes no lunch, sometimes a half hour. If I'm really pushing it, an hour at the max, depending, from time of finish eating and like going back to my box, looking on my phone for a little bit and doing whatever I got to do and then go back to work. But sometimes I don't get a lunch and sometimes I'll leave that between the earliest, usually it's like 5, and then usually it'll end up being sometimes 6, 7 o'clock, depending on how much I have. Right now, I have, like I said, I have an apprentice, so teaching him as much as I can between his 40 hours, and then if he's kind of, I always tell him I'd rather him take like on a break, just even if it's just a break, to just say it pays 2 hours. I'd rather him take 3, 4 hours doing that break job, knowing that it's 100% correct, and then if we don't get to do whatever is able to roll over, I'll just stay and bang that rest of that stuff out right now, and then have a fresh plate for the next day. But like I said, I always tell him to take his time, and if it takes you 4 hours, it takes you 4 hours. But I know that when we're driving on that road test or customers taking that road test, it's 100% safe and makes me sleep better at night. How much training do you do a year? So GM, we have a lot of training throughout all the aspects, just, brakes, engine repair, engine mechanical repair. Uh, I do a lot. I'm pretty high up on my training. There's things called VCTs, which is virtual classroom training. I have to do a lot of those lately. A couple of the diesels, and then there's the newer diesels as well, where that you have the I think the timing belt is actually in the back of the engine, where you have to separate it from the trans to be able to time it and all that on the newer diesels. So there's a lot of stuff like that. I think last year I cashed in about, I think well over $1,000 in training that they actually paid me. They pay me my flat rate, which technically they pay me my average, but my average is just a little bit higher than my flat rate, so it works out for the best. We work a rotation of every 3 Saturdays. Whew. Are you ASC, and how many do you got? I recently got recertified, not required, but good to have on your thoughts. So right now I only actually have two of my ASCs, and electrical and steering and suspension. Most of my credentials are in GM certifications and all that stuff. I know it's nice to have, but I've been put in a position where I didn't have to have all those ASC certifications to get to the pay grade that I wanted to be in. But I definitely, that's something I've been talking to about getting more of ASCs done this year, and probably even get more money this year for having more ASCs. Oh yeah, training is important. I mean, like there's this thing called emerging issues, comes out once a month, and all that entails is pretty much like the latest stuff that they have available to show you with problem cars out there lately. Just simple stuff. Some of them are like more into depth on like the new tools or new cars, and proper procedures, how to accomplish certain jobs. So that's pretty nice to have that they bring out to you. Um, let's see. But I mean, I love working on GM products. It could be I think it's a good money maker, and I love working on their products. It could be definitely be a headache at times, but it's something I do. What do I daily drive? I drive a '06 Cobalt supercharged, no mods, just daily drive that. It gets decent gas mileage. It costs probably, it's not cheap to fill up, but it's about like maybe $35, $40 just because it runs premium. So yeah, I don't do smogs, but I keep renewing the license. So we don't have a smog test. I think that's just mainly right in California, right, Dan? Oh yeah, we also have a Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. You've seen that probably in one of my earlier videos. My wife drives that, and I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy driving that at times. I used to have a '96 Blazer. I love that, but it was a gas guzzler, especially when gas was like in 2011, like up to $5 a gallon in Maryland. probably cost about high 60s, $70 just to fill up that tank, and it was pretty insane. And then it just cost way too much money to invest constantly. Didn't have anywhere to store it, so I was like, you know what? Let me get another car. And I love GM products, so but my next car is probably going to be a pickup truck, Silverado. I would say 2500, but I'm only 5'4", so it's not the best, not in my best interest long term to jump up on a truck every single day.
And your wife's 5'2".
And
Come on.
my wife's 5'2", so she would hate that. And then putting the baby in the back seat would kind of suck. Putting the baby in the back seat every day in a 2500. How much is it, LJ? Yeah, if you guys haven't checked each other out, you guys, Junk from Work does some amazing videos and teardowns. I actually have a one of those I think Norco jump packs that just finally took a dump on me, and I actually trying to figure out how much it would cost to try to ship it to you so you can do a teardown. I've thought about doing it, but I'm pretty sure you would do a lot better of a teardown and identifying all the circuit boards and all that from there. So I mean, I don't know if that's something you'd be interested, Junk. And then Autobahn, Dan, your latest video was what to keep in your car for emergencies, which is pretty good. Which is awesome. I thought about doing a video just like that as well. You're $4.50 a gallon. Right now, I think it's about
280.
280 for regular gas, and then about 330 for premium, which is what I pay right now. Yeah, I actually bought it in 2017, and I lent it to my apprentice to take home because he was jump starting a go kart. And then when he came back, he put it on the charger, and I looked at it, and I was just flashing red to green, red to green. And then I was like, "Oh, well, let me see if I actually bought it from Cornwall." One to him, and he was like, "It's out of warranty." He was like trying to give me $70 to upgrade to the bigger one, which I had already bought off of Amazon. So I had two of them. So I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. I don't need two big Norco jump packs. So I was like, you know what? I'll either tear it apart or send it from junk. What's the model we are? Um, it's like pretty much the smaller one. If I can find it, I don't have it on me. It's actually at work, sitting on top of my toolbox. But if I can get the serial number, I'll definitely send you the serial number and see if you can give me any insight before I tear it down or try to ship it to you. But I don't know how much that will cost just to ship it to you. But it'll be a cool video for you to do the tear down on it for me. Damn. Yeah, JT, he does a lot of videos. He works at a Mopar dealer, and he posts a pretty frequently on videos that he does in the shop as well, which is pretty awesome to see the Mopar side as well. What's up, still trying? What's going on? Yeah, our Snap-on dealer finally showed up. He was actually out since probably November due to a shoulder surgery. So he's been out, and he actually came back, I think, last week or the week before that. He finally started coming back. No, the week before that, because last week he never showed up. But it's nice to see him back. Just to see what's up. But I actually trying to warranty the long 3/8 snap-on ratchet with the flex head and soft grip handle. He was actually trying to charge me like $14 to replace the soft grip, which I wasn't really too happy. You know, I spent a vast amount of money with him, and you would think he would, just say, "Hey, here you go. Here's a new handle for you." But kind of really pissed off that he never was able to repair it for me. So we'll see another day if I take it to another Snap-on dealer or something like that. But he's kind of pissed me off. But it's nice to know if I can have him warranty my other stuff. We haven't seen a Mac dealer in years. How many tools broken but no Mac? Man, y'all got one. Um, so Mondays no tool guy, Tuesdays no tool guy, Wednesday Cornwall shows up about 9 o'clock in the morning, and then sometimes Snap-on will show up at 11 and then sometimes he'll show up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So he hasn't really been consistent. And Friday we finally got a Matco guy, he's been pretty nice. He's really laid back, which I like. Is he's not a guy that tries to push you to sell you something. He'll show you his products, and if you like it, if you buy it, then he's happy and he will be happy to warranty anything. So that's pretty good. We only got 3 guys. We don't have a Mac guy, which I wish we did, and I wish we also had a gear wrench. And I've heard that there's an SK dealer that's out there as well. I don't buy that much on Snap-on. Yeah, Snap-on is very expensive, but I mean, like all my diagnostic stuff are mainly from Snap-on as well. And then I have a good amount of Cornwell, Craftsman, and I love gear wrench. I have a lot of gear wrench as well. That sucks. Snap-on only showing up once a month. That's not cool. My dealers are always good about warranty. Just picked up Pico scope and the Modus. I hope you use it a lot because to be honest, we don't use it as much on the use the picoscope as much, just because a lot of it's called GDS, our software. We are able to graph certain things on there as well, so we don't like really necessarily, that's not our go-to tool to pick up the picoscope. But I know that you can use a picoscope for a lot of stuff. We usually mainly use it for like tier 1, 2, and 3 tire vibration, driveline vibration, stuff like that. Like just vibration in general as well. Oh yeah, I've seen Jersey Tool Company. Yeah, I'm actually I think a part of one of their Facebook groups that I've actually seen him through there, and I've been thinking about buying some tools from there. Because last week my Cornwall guy, I was looking to buy I actually wanted to either buy the half-inch stubby Milwaukee Impact or the half-inch regular high torque output one, and I want to trade in my two. I want to trade in my old style Snap-on half-inch, my old style 3/8 Snap-on, and all he was going to give me was a half inch and I think a 5.0 or 6.0 battery, and it was like, oh yeah, well after all your trading was like $400, and then I was like, you know what, now I'll pass on it, and I went online and saw Home Depot was selling the same kit. I can keep my tools and pay $429 for the same set that he was going to give me. I know you have to pay for a convenience fee of him showing up to your shop and being able to warranty to you, but Home Depot is literally down the street. I can get them to probably warranty all that stuff as well. So I always try to recommend trying to I know that it's tempting to buy tools on the truck just because of the convenience fee, but sometimes that convenience is not worth the price of a tool, and always just do some shopping around. But Jersey Tool, yeah, he does some awesome discounts on tools. Um, do you do much for an amp ramp testing? No, I don't really get to do too much amp ramp testings. Yeah, the Milwaukee stuff. I love all the Milwaukee stuff. I don't have any. I don't have the. Yeah, I have the 1/4 inch ratchet. It's awesome. But I just because I don't know if I'm biased or whatever, but the Snap-on one 1/4 inch ratchet, cordless ratchet, to me feels a lot more. Like it has a lot more power compared to the Milwaukee. But I use my Milwaukee one because my Snap-on is definitely on the fritz of going out. So, but that Milwaukee, I use that on every teardown engine or any dash work I do all the time. You haven't had a Cornwall dealer in over 15 years. Wow. Got rid of most of my air tools from Milwaukee. Yeah, so my apprentice asked me, she's like, why don't we ever use your air tools? And I said, the air tools are really nice to have because, depending on your situation, if you don't have multiple batteries and multiple chargers, then you're kind of stuck. If one dies, now you got to wait. And then if you don't have any air tools, then you're kind of SOL. But I have a 1/4 inch snap-on ratchet, air ratchet, 1/4 inch, no 3/8 air snap-on air ratchet, and I let him use it, and he felt the power difference between air and electric. But electric is definitely coming up there with power. But I always told him that I don't like to use the airline hose going through people's cars over top of their hoods and stuff like that. If you lose a Milwaukee wrench of a socket or SOL ratchets, I like Snap on. The stubby from Milwaukee is the beast. See you later, client graphics. Oh yeah, um, I I got to play with the stubby Milwaukee. I really do like it a lot. The 6M1260. Oh yeah, they actually sell that like a it's like a big battery pack for like the rapid chargers. Pretty expensive, but I've been thinking about probably picking that up. Oh yeah, I have the regular 3/8, like the smaller compact, and then I have the bigger so I have the M12, and then I have the M18 3/8 Milwaukee, which I use all the time. Oh yeah, the pack doesn't charge at all at a time. It just pretty much takes the weakest one, charges that first, and it moves on to the next one, and moves on to the next one as well. But I actually picked up this this light right here. It is, to be honest, I don't truly know the brand. Let me see. It is, I think, Cobb LED Slim Light Work. I actually picked it up for $10.89 on Amazon, and I've been using it lately. It has like pretty much that just magnetic base right here, and then you have and adjust it. My friend has the Astro version, which he told me he paid like $50 for his light. Same thing like this. I paid $10.89, and it is pretty bright. So that's why I always say, just look around for tools. Sometimes you can find same exact tool for a cheaper, way cheaper price. It looks just like his Astro. Everything I put it side by side, did a comparison, same thing. But he actually likes the fact that it shows the battery life on the back of it. Yeah, black tools do get lost, and 10 millimeter sockets get lost. Lost that one for the my snap on 10 millimeter for like the second or third time. Recently just bought another one. I think it was like $24 for the one socket. The only reason why I bought it because it was in my snap on, socket. I mean, so I was like, I can't have a missing socket from that collection. But yeah, it's so far it's been a pretty good tool that I've been using lately. Between that and all my other Milwaukee and Snap-on lights as well. I'm a light junkie. I love buying lights, to be honest. But there's one other guy in the shop that has way more lights than I do. You've only lost one 10 millimeter. I probably lost a lot. I green tape a lot of my tools. I actually just bought some paint markers. I'm probably going to do that in my one of my next few videos. Pretty much, identifying like your tools that you use the most and tools that don't have that high visibility, so you can just pick up and go as fast as you can sometimes. But wow, that's you're pretty lucky only losing that one time. And I also lost at the same time. I lost a 13 millimeter flex head blue point ratchet wrench from of course Snap on, which was another 24 $50. So it's like together sales tax was like 60 some dollars for both of them. Um, People usually borrow mine, but they know to return it because I'll just pick it up from them and hide it from them. And then if I hide it from you and you don't say nothing about it, then I pretty much cut you off. But everyone in our shop we're a pretty good group of guys that we all do share tools every once in a while. Like one guy has the Snap-on Master kit, ball joint press kit. I think it retails about $800. But I was gonna buy the same kit, and he was like, don't buy it, don't buy it. Just you can borrow it anytime. So every time do borrow it, I just buy him either a Mountain Dew or a Pepsi in return, which is $1.25 to borrow $800 tool every time. You can't beat it. I don't use it every single time, but I don't use it all the time, so it's a good kind of exchange. He's a bigger guy, so I do favors for him. So when he can't get into reach of small like tight places, I do it for him. And then if I need someone with a lot bigger guns or like some more weight, he helps me out. So like if I drop a front differential off of a suburban Tahoe Silverado, I'll take the bolts out and he'll just carry it and drop it down on the bench for me. So, but most guys usually do return my tools and stuff like that. I borrow people's tools and they borrow mine, so it's not a big deal. I know certain shops that text clearly don't bother. Let people borrow tools, which is, I understand because you pay a lot of money for it, but at the same time, you never know. You don't always have every single tool out there. You might need to borrow a tool out there from another guy, and it's always nice to have that open door policy. But as long as you ask me what you're borrowing, I can actually see. That's what I'll let you borrow whatever you need. Ingersoll came out with a battery die grinder, so we'll look into that. Even though I don't want another brand battery and charger. Yes, that's true. I've only had one Ingersoll Rand tool, and that's my 3/8 air impact by them, and I use that a lot when my Milwaukee M18 can't break it free. I'll whip out the air, and that's probably that and I have a 1/2 inch Cornwell, which is pretty much rebranded Ingersoll Rand impact gun air that I use all the time as well. So Ingersoll Rand, I do love their products as well. What's up, Toolbox? What's going on? Yeah, shops work a lot better when they work together like that. Oh yeah, we have an awesome group of guys. We all help each other out. We all bump heads sometimes where we don't want to talk to each other, but majority of the time we all help each other out, which is awesome. Gotta have a sister shop for stuff like that. Yeah, we actually I think our company owns about 10 other dealers. I think 2 other GM dealers, and then like a Honda, Volkswagen, and a couple other stuff like that. Yeah, chilling like a villain. But I was looking at Ingersoll, Milwaukee, and DeWalt. So I don't own any DeWalt tools. But the one guy that I work with, he has a couple Mac guns that actually work off of the DeWalt battery, which I think is pretty cool. But I think DeWalt owns Mac. I believe. I'm not too sure if one of you guys could help me out with that. Oh yeah, so Mac is DeWalt, which is pretty good. So, but we don't have a Mac dealer, so I couldn't, pretty much. See you later. Still trying. I couldn't, benefit of buying, DeWalt tools. But I wish we had a Mac dealer. To be honest, it's nice having a variety of different dealers coming to your shop. Kind of helps with pricing and being able to price shop at the same time, and having multiple times. Like if you lost a tool or broke your tool, instead of waiting for your dealer to come back, you have another guy to buy from and stuff like that. But I have a buddy that works with me. He actually bought a big AC machine from Cornwell, about $3,000 or $4,000, which I thought it was pretty cool to be able to buy something that massive from a Cornwell dealer or any kind of dealer at the same time. It's the company that owns Mac that bought quite a few tool brands. And yeah, I don't really own too many Stanley tools as well. Your friend is going to work. So one thing I wanted to bring up to you guys and to me, but what got you into this field starting out? Why did you guys start to becoming a mechanic technician? into the field. Stanley Tool owns Black Hawk Tools, DeWalt Black and Decker, Craftsman Tools, Mac Tools, and Proto Tools. I've never actually ran across owning any Proto Tools, but I've heard they're pretty good brand to have. I own a couple Craftsman Tools. I know they recently got bought out by, well, now I think Lowe's sells them now instead of Craftsman, or instead of Sears. And a lot of the Sears are shutting down. I know the Sears down the street from my job is going out of business pretty much because they have nothing in stock, regardless if it's just tools or just other stuff. Love cars since I was a kid. That's why I got into this field. Ace Hardware sells Craftsman too. I didn't know that. I think there's probably one or two Ace Hardwares near here. Yeah, pretty much. I got into it like growing up as a kid, loving cars, but at the same time, like seeing my, I guess, parents and family members paying someone to fix their cars, and always thought it was a cool thing to work on your hands. And when my dad got his car repaired by like a local, backyard mechanic, I, would tag along, and he would let me, help him out, and that's pretty much how I got into it. And then got into a high school and chose a high school that did automotive trade in it as well. Yeah, low sells Craftsman. Yep. Check out Coon's truck in last live. He did a tour of that truck. What truck did he do a live on? His road truck, service truck. I started wrenching because my daytime pro tennis player slash nightmare international spy plan didn't plan out. Wow, that's funny. I also didn't. I couldn't see myself 100% sitting behind a desk job and stuff like that. And I knew, I personally, I just I love tearing stuff apart and putting it back together and being able to problem solve stuff like that. To be honest,
You act like I don't problem solve.
I know you do.
Rude.
Yeah, I actually been thinking about maybe doing a video trying to go back to my high school and checking out their automotive program and seeing if maybe I can get one of the kids get hired at my dealership as like just a part-time job or whatever. That'd be pretty cool. It's got a snap-on box and Ingersoll rain compressor in it. Wow, I'm definitely gonna have to check that video out. I actually have him on his notification bell on, but I guess I just didn't see it. What time is it at right now where you guys are at right now? Is of course 3:23 p.m. on the East Coast. But probably gonna get it's closer to that hour mark, so I'm probably gonna have to log off and talk to you guys later. Probably do another live stream as well. 8:23 p.m. just past noon. Wow, big time. 8:23. Oh yeah, well you're what part of where exactly are you at, LJ? To be 8:20 England. Okay, yeah. Well, it kind of figures. I'm here in Maryland, which is east coast of the USA. So yeah, he does a lot of tool hauls. I can only imagine how much his his bill is each week or each month.
He has 14 subscribers.
I guess I had a troll on here, and my wife just checked him out, and he doesn't have a million subscribers. He actually had
14.
14 subscribers. So,
Oh, Rust Belt back.
what's up, Rust Belt? Welcome back. Pretty much closer to the end. So I know you have a live stream later on tonight. I'll be definitely dropping in this weekend for that. And I definitely got to watch out your video. You just did, I think, the U joints and your the U joints on your Duramax. Definitely gonna have to check that out. Looks like you had it on the bench, so I'm definitely gonna take a look at that sooner. But thank you. Oh, what's up? Welcome back, Cap. I'll probably be asleep then. Oh yeah,
In England.
yeah, like 4 hours from now, you'll probably be asleep. But thank you guys for stopping by, chatting with me. I'm gonna end the live stream. So catch you guys next time. All right. As my wife just said, 410 auto check out.
You didn't hear me.
I am Booga's host. See you later.